It's 9 o'clock Monday morning, March 13th. Will you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And Commissioner Williams, will you please lead us into prayer?
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day that you have granted us. Be with us as we do the business of Mills County. Father, guide us and direct us in all our actions. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Get you to.
Yeah, let me,
Sound.
thank you. Thank you for looking at that. Okay. So good morning again, everyone. We have a new time change. We have a quorum. And number 2, review and act on minutes of February 27th and March 6th.
No, I feel like it's study of the learning topic, and it is too common. Now, it was on the original one, so I noticed that too.
It's correct.
It is. I'll get it fixed.
I didn't even notice it.
I must have missed it too.
Because you can never do that. Gotcha. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of February the 27th and March the 6th, 2023.
Okay, a motion's been made by Commissioner Williams to approve the minutes of those 2 dates. Got a second by Commissioner Williams. All those in favor say aye. I said, sorry. Pardon. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right. Ayes have it. Number 3, audience with individuals. Ms. Galindo, would you like to speak right now? Good morning. Well, I know that. Did you want to speak now or wait till later? You had on here about the Mills County Sheriff's Department credit.
Right, I saw that.
Okay. So you want to go ahead and speak now then, correct? Okay, we'll give you 5 minutes, Ms. Glendos.
Oh.
Yeah.
First of all, I like to know, this is my first time to, speak about something that's not about myself. So I wanted to know what the increase was for. What's the credit limit now? Who reads the receipts? Where are the receipts? So maybe that can be addressed later on in the discussion about it, but, I'm sorry, no free lunches for the sheriff's department. I don't know what the increase is for, but, the Bible talks about providing the people able men such as fear God, men of truth, hating covetousness. More and more and more. You got a new gal. What more do you want? Anyway. Why don't they pay me first for all the harassment and false arrests? A simple apology, but maybe some damages would be maybe the money would come to me. After all the many times I've been falsely arrested, charged, slandered against, lied about, gossiped about, harassed, discriminated against, blah 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 blah. But I'll judge you later. I don't know. Anyway, the next agenda item was on our right of way. If maybe I think I have to go to an elected official. I'm not sure what the process is, but I would like to get it on the agenda that my son get repaid $2,000 in damages due to the unnecessary removal of a small stretch of new fence we put up and the loss of his cow. And then the repair of it, and then just recently, a few days ago, I was out of town, but I came back to find that the culvert, Jason told me that I needed to put in a ditch that he dug out. He dug a ditch out in front of a gate that we rarely use. Nevertheless, he dug out a ditch and then said that I needed to put a culvert in. Okay, it was inaccessible. We weren't able to use it again. Anyway, so apparently just the other day, after I sold the land, mind you, he comes back, takes the culvert out that I gave him to put in there, saying that I needed it. After all those years, we didn't have a culvert in there. It was just dirt, and he was going in and out. And all of a sudden, my dad gets incapacitated, he digs a ditch in front of the gate. Anyway, I would like reimbursement for that culvert that he decided, well, it's really not necessary. I'm just gonna put dirt back there. But so I don't know how much that cost, but Jim, it was Jim's culvert anyway for long term. You can add that to the cost. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Number 4, review and act on accounts payable.
I got a few questions. Somewhere on page 6. Mills County General Store, and it's 64120. It's a negative. Is that supposed to be correct? Okay, just double checking. Just checking. On page 7, the next page, AS and S Company in 64134. 2391. I don't think that's under my precinct. I don't recall that one. Precinct, but all 4 of us. No, I don't see precinct 1, but 2 and 3. You see what I'm talking about? I don't know if it's at any of y'all's, or did y'all get some stuff from PF&E? I guess that's what that is, AS and S Company.
S&S.
Oh. Well, one's got S&S and fuel. Yeah, so then that may be.
They all have.
Well,
I beside them all.
The S&S of fuel, I guess I labeled the receipt wrong. And I've already brought Summer's attention, she correct, so that actually is repairs. But
You're asking whether the.
No, that's probably mine. I didn't know what AS and S was. Gotcha. And the only other one I have is page 5. Travel for a Jennifer.
So when Jennifer McKibben comes over here with Mike Smith, our district judge, she's reimbursed for her travel. And so it's Jennifer Aaron's.
I knew I'd seen Jennifer Aaron's name, but I didn't remember saying Mac. Yeah, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, to make me work on this one.
No, I'm
It's
sorry.
Different.
I
different
finished the way
style.
out.
Gotcha. Oh, money.
I wondered that too, but then I noticed everything had an A in front of it. I wonder, why has everybody got AS and S? But it-
Oh, she just published this in previously under a-
I have nothing else.
Okay, anyone else? Questions, comments?
Make a motion to approve the accounts payable.
I'll second it.
Okay, motion's been made by Commissioner Williams, is second by Commissioner Head. All those in favor of approving the accounts payable, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Consent agenda. Gentlemen, numerous items in the consent agenda. Another busy month. All the departments. Guy Burns is supposed to be here later for some comments on their 1888 jail. I think he's working at our sheriff's department right now, doing some work right now. So any questions you have for him in his consent agenda, you may ask later.
Just make note, everybody look at, the treasurer's report, monthly treasurer's report. That is pretty amazing right there on the interest from text pool.
And I would just like to remind everybody, when you look at that total number, that is not our savings, I'm starting to move money out of our general fund into investment. And then as our cash flow works each month, I make that money from text pool back over to wherever it needs to be to pay bills. So it's a combination of our general fund plus our savings. So that is not a total, just our savings money that we're gonna use to feed the budget. We're just making interest off of it while we're sitting.
Okay.
I do, the consent agenda, I do have a deal. If somebody gets a septic permit, do they have a certain amount of time to get them in, get them covered, get them inspected? Is there a time?
I don't know the answer to that. Commissioner Williams, do you know?
Well, I've never worked with septic. That would have to be maybe Sonia right there might know, or Jackie.
I think you're gonna ask Jackie, I don't remember.
Yeah.
They have a year, is my understanding, to be able to put the septic system in.
Okay.
Question, do y'all have a DSO report?
I've got one.
Yeah.
Thought I did.
I didn't have one in my packet, so anytime, if we don't go through the reports individually, if there's a report missing, you need to make note of it.
Yeah, we've got one there.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jackie. Any other questions?
So,
I was just told that it was my responsibility to make sure that they were finished and covered. That's why it is, that's the first I've heard of it.
I don't think so, because we've never had to do that before. It's always the inspector, and what's his name out of San Saba? Is it Cameron?
Al Hamrick?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's the inspector, and he does all that. What he gets paid for.
He brings in pictures and Jackie should have copies of it. But I don't know that they're covered up. I think that they are exposed. I found the DSO report now. Listen to the one. Which one do you need? The treasurer's report. But I'll get it after you find it.
Okay, any questions, discussion, gentlemen?
I make a motion that we approve the consent agenda.
Okay, motion's been made by Commissioner Williams to approve the consent agenda, a second by Commissioner Wright. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Moving on to the action agenda, consider and act on burn ban, number 4. As has been our policy, my policy, I've contacted the 4 fire chiefs in the county. I got hold of 3 of them this morning. They're the 3 I got hold of are all in favor of continuing going as is. In other words, not have the burn ban on. I've always asked commissioners' comments, and feelings on this. Commissioner Wright, did you have any comments?
We had an inch and a 2 inch rain out our way the other day, but the wind's really been blowing and like I'm saying, just want to be careful with.
Okay. Okay, Commissioner Head?
No comment.
No comment. Commissioner Parton?
I think we're green enough, but we're not, we don't have any dry stuff to burn. So we're good.
Okay, Commissioner Williams?
We're good. I'm good keeping it off.
Yeah, and again, the green stuff's coming out and there's a good chance of rain this week, which we hope and pray we get it. So there's really nothing we need to do then on this, correct? I mean, the burn ban's off, so no action is going to be taken on this. Correct? Okay. All right, moving on, number 5, consider act on increasing the credit limit on the sheriff's office credit cards. Clint, good morning. Did you want to speak to us this morning? How are you today?
Had some issues here
recently where, sometimes when individual, nothing members will get $2,500 per car, is that right? For the deputy.
We got it there.
Yeah, elected officials get up to 2,000 and most other people have 1,500. You have 4,500 and Debbie has 4,000. Those are the limits out of this one. And you can, and I just want to point out to the court that you can ask for it and approve it, but that doesn't mean the credit card company is going to give it to you. We don't have, as with your personal credit card, it depends on whether they want to increase service. I don't have a say so. I can ask, but I don't.
I don't see why we wouldn't, if we had it higher than that, past the trend was there. Was the most stone wall process, but anyway, we've run into a situation before where after we get the motel rooms and stuff like that, the minutes full credit card just fine because it's over the limit. And we're just asking for a simple increase. And we've been fortunate enough that some of them have been able to pay out of pocket and get reimbursed by the county, but there are times, where those my guys really paycheck to paycheck, they may not have those funds, when we get there. It's the same money. Whether they do or don't, I mean, if they turn in a reimbursement, you're still spending the same amount of money.
You're talking for the deputies?
Yeah, that's the one for basically I'm talking. I think maybe Melissa would.
Melissa.
2000.
Don't Sonya usually pay for the school? Sonya usually pay for the school? Through her account?
Well, sometimes we pay for it online, and then, back in the day, we used to take checks. But then you got the process to get the check signed and pass it through the court and stuff, so it's a lot easier to pay it online versus going through the process to get the check.
What all do they charge?
Sometimes equipment, but mainly hotels and meals.
But that shouldn't be like $1,500 a month.
Let's not say you do it every month. It's just sometimes it happens that way.
So how come, question to her, how come that like Zach is at 2,000 and the others are at 1,500?
Probably because Zach is moving to the other deputies, but I was when Zach took off or took a position. I don't know how that got created.
I have no idea.
But they charge no fuel on their credit.
No, we use our.
They use fuel card.
There may be a time where they do, if the card doesn't work or something. But it's happened before, but it's not.
No, right.
Because there are some stations that do not think that. That card that we
Or
got.
it comes back and it's a fraudulent, like a fraudulent charge, and then it cuts the card off.
Right, lots of them.
I think that's an okay way to do that in that situation.
And how often has this been a problem here lately?
It was just once for recently, and that's because payments were sent out in the mail for 13th of February and the checks got lost. And so I had to go through the process of
Chapman's.
stopping the checks and then recreating and doing the pay. So normally it's not an issue.
Did that happen on the cold spell, the ice spell?
Are you talking about the fuel or
Or the payment for the credit cards? He's saying she had to cancel the checks and stuff. I heard that was an issue with the appraisal district too.
It happens to more than one of my vendors. It's not just a credit card.
It's not the limit on the credit card, it's just,
It's not fraud, it's timing, and as you know, we're only paying bills 2 times a month, so sometimes it lands on, sometimes we can have 3 weeks from our last payable cycle to the first one into the next month, and that can be an issue if they're traveling, but it's rare that happens. So. Now, I say the last time it happened, it's because of the check problem, and I don't think I'm the only person that experienced that problem. And it wasn't just the credit card company that it happened to, in regards to mine.
I know it
It's
happened.
actually happened more than once, just maybe not coming to our office where one is maxed out, we need to schedule another school or something, so we have to go get somebody else's card. And run it through the system and go over. But, first,
So Sheriff Hammond, you're just asking for the limit increase then on the 1, 2, 3, 4
let's
deputies?
put Melissa down,
Melissa,
Melissa there.
yeah.
Yeah, he must have a different sheet, ours aren't spread up like his. Well, I mean, as a few years back, I was all against the credit cards, so I mean, I'm not a big fan of credit cards at all. It's mainly because it was a personal issue that I got hung up on my personal life, that credit cards can really ruin an office or a business. But I can see if we needed to on those 4 people, making them equal to everybody else, that would be the only other thing. I wouldn't go any over than. I wouldn't think that they need to go, but if it's just for schooling or something, it looks like to me that could be planned out in the future, so it's getting us over. I don't know, I know all my classes, I don't know about you guys, but all my classes, I know several months in advance when the classes are, so.
Only problem I see, what Clint's talking about happened to me last year in Waco is that when I went to the place I was staying, my credit card was rejected.
That's because you had it flagged it as fraud, because you don't use yours very often, so you did, it flagged it as fraud, I do believe in that.
I had to turn around and use my personal credit card and all to pay for everything.
And so I will, with my credit card, I will only book rooms, after that, I use my own personal credit card to do meals and stuff, and I get reimbursed.
Which would you prefer in that situation?
It's nothing against Clinton Police Department, I understand what it's saying, but the risk to the county increases, and then if you experience an audit, our auditors do not like the credit card situation. Anytime you don't have a receipt to match up to that charge, they question whether it's an absolute valid county charge. And so if I can't do that up and I've got written up for them, that's my experience. But I understand what Clint's dealing with too. And I don't know whether you know in advance enough to run your school through payables like we do.
Yeah, I mean, your office maybe.
It's up to you at the end of the day, y'all are signing off on it to, in order you to pay it, but y'all are taking this money. I'll get written up and I'll hold it.
When you get wrote up in an audit or inflation, like the fine or penalties,
It goes against your credit standings,
It can affect
your
your
credit
ability to
rating.
get grants. If it gets out of hand enough, you'll get wrong.
right?
So,
Am I the only one that happened?
I don't have one either.
either.
I don't have one county attorney hell either. So again, Sheriff Hammond, so Sheriff Hammond, what your request is, are the 4 deputies, and you said everyone after Melissa? What? I didn't quite get
Our
it.
list is different.
Oh, our list is different from his?
I gave him ours, so these up here are 1,500.
Yeah.
Everybody else is 2.
again, I can ask them and they can tell me no.
Right.
And that has nothing to do with any kind of influence I have on it. That's just them taking risks.
That's for Mills County State Bank
I mean,
MC Bank.
or MC Bank.
yes, but
So that's
they,
who you make an application with.
the third party,
It's a third party, yeah.
it's actually PBI. And I'll do all I can.
But our policy says Mills, I'm reading our policy that we did. our policy states Mills County State Bank, but they're issued by third parties, correct? I don't care, anybody else?
Well, I'll just pitch this out there. If I got a $1,500 a month credit limit, that is,
And a gas
what,
company.
$18,000 a year.
We don't spend.
Yeah, he doesn't spend.
I understand that, but, I can't see that you go over to 2 schoolings a month and that'd give you $750 for each one of them. And when I go off to schoolings, a 4-day deal don't cost me $750.
But then,
And I mean, I got a fuel card. I would think that's the biggest deal. And like I said, some places may not take that fuel card.
yeah,
But
I don't
there was people who go. I'm just like,
Who is getting the increase and what is the amount we're asking?
I would say at this point is what y'all are requesting. Along with it.
I just need to know.
Or come back when you got more information on exactly which ones. I think that might be the,
well, the ones they were proposing was the 4 deputies there, right?
And I don't know what he would want from Melissa. What do you think? Melissa's got 2.
I would mean, request to increase her, you know, I'm just saying.
Yeah, because the way you do it,
Talk with the rest of them.
yeah, that's what I think you would, because you thought they were all 1,500, so, yeah. I don't care.
so Sheriff Hammond's right now, let's go ahead.
Increase to 2 or you want everybody increase to something?
No, 2. Okay, yeah.
Let's see if you can see, can you ask the, okay,
I'm gonna need the names of those deputies, because I don't have their hand out, we'll tell you know. John Fincher, Sundray, Bruce Malloy, Caleb Hobson. You don't want to increase from Melissa?
No.
Those are the 4. Thank you.
And the request be from $1,500 to $2,000. Okay.
Yeah, that would be fair enough. I mean, yeah, I mean, you do got some deputies that are up to 2,000, but I mean,
yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
just,
I make a motion that we, allow, those 4 deputies, read them off again, please.
John Fincher, George Sundray, Bruce Malloy, Caleb Hobson.
To go to $2,000 credit card limit instead of 1,500.
Okay, a motion's been made by Commissioner Williams to raise the limit on those aforementioned deputies from $1,500 each to $2,000 credit limit. I hear a second. Second by Commissioner Wright. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? One opposed. Commissioner Parton opposed. Ayes have it. Moving on to number 6. Consider an act on bid specs for camera system at the jail and the courthouse, and also via Zoom, we have Mr. Goldsmith himself. Sam, good morning. Thanks for joining us via Zoom.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Judge.
I'll set this up briefly for everybody. Of course, this has been going on for many, many months. Doing an RFP, request for proposal for the security cameras for the courthouse and the jail. And Sheriff Hammonds had a proposal that he'd come up with. The Goldsmith team had come up with a proposal. And last week we had a Zoom meeting, myself and Commissioner Williams, Sheriff Hammonds, and 2 members of Goldsmith. It's a very good collaborative effort. And I think we combined both the sheriffs and Goldsmith into a workable RFP. And I'll turn it over to Commissioner Williams. Any comments from our meeting we had last week?
Well, I mean, I would like to tell the court that I really like the depth of Goldsmiths, but I really also like what Clint and his office brought before us too, because he brought in some legal aspects that we did not have, excuse me, have on that.
Yeah, like I said, it's a good collaborative effort. Sam, do you have any comments you want to add?
No, sir. We made all the changes that were requested from last week and incorporated a lot of the things that were in the sheriff's proposal that made a lot of sense. And I think we'll get the county a good result. And so those have been incorporated into the document before you. And we'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Okay,
One,
Thank
I
you.
want to make sure that everybody is on page 11. And we're going out on this RFP, and this is a recommendation from the sheriff, is that the proposal on the 3 storage scenarios for the recordings is going to ask for a 60-day, a 90-day, and 120-day. That could, their prices of people that, you know, come in and give us a bid, that could be, you know, really high or whatever, but I think the minimum what we looked up was 45 days. Wasn't that right, Judge?
I think
45
30 or
days.
45
Yeah.
days.
So the judge,
That's the state standard.
state standard.
Yeah.
The sheriff wanted at least a minimum of 60, but he recommended 90, and so we went above and below. So that's, yeah.
Well,
Sam, you
Com-
got something? Go ahead.
Yes, sir, Commissioner. I'm looking at my notes from last week as I'm reading this document, and I apologize. We talked about 180-day option also. So I may have gotten the dates wrong, but the legal minimum is 45. We had originally suggested 60. So we may want to add a 4th category there at 180, because that's what we had discussed last week as being the top end. And we're asking the bidders to propose each of those 4 scenarios. And then depending on cost, the county could evaluate, you know, which one you wanted to move forward with.
Okay.
Do you want the 180? Here? Okay.
Any other comments, Sheriff Hammond, you want to state on this before we start this procedure?
I guess the only question I've got is this the day that we're gonna plug in the dates and times.
That's what I was gonna ask that same.
Yes, yes. Yeah, Sam, we may need help on those. I think there's got to be a minimum of 2 RFPs put in the local Gulfway Eagle paper, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And we will need help to state, make sure we get the dates correct on all that, which I guess y'all can assist us with that.
Yeah, we have to do that in this court, correct? Sam, is that correct? We have to do that right now in court, set these dates?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Typically, you all would set those dates of when they would be advertised. That as a part of the legal process of transparency. We gave you a fill in the blank document, and we also gave you some suggested dates that we think would work based on your newspaper and based on the pre-bid conference, which is the walkthrough where the vendors get to see. And then a due date. So those were just dates that we looked at the calendar and kind of parsed out. Those are completely open to you, but that should have been provided to you in that example cover letter.
Okay.
Those dates, what are the dates?
And y'all should have received that in an email last week.
And we go to the Gulfway Eagle, March 16th and March the 23rd, with me this Wednesday. And then the following, the 23rd of next week.
Correct.
And then the scheduled walkthrough for any proposed vendors would be March 29th, where they're able to come and walk through the facility and look at it. And then another day, April the 5th. And then it looks like bids have been submitted by April the 21st.
Got it right here.
And then bids will be open to the regular scheduled court on the 24th, April the 24th. And then bid award will occur whenever the commissioners decide to have that day after opening the bids.
Yes, sir. And those were just dates that we suggested based on timing, meaning and one of the questions I had is, does the newspaper officially come out on the Wednesday? And if it's Wednesday, it would need to be March 15th. I didn't know if it's printed on the 15th and then some people get it in the mail on the 16th, or how that works for y'all. But we were trying to give the bidders an opportunity to attend the walkthrough, which we're requiring that it be mandatory to attend at least one of them, and then give them time to put their proposal together before the due date. And so these dates are completely open to the court to decide, but we're just trying to give you some timing that would possibly work.
So it's based off a print date, so that would be on Wednesday.
Okay, so then that would need to say March 15th. And the second advertisement would be March 22nd. And we can update that.
Well, if we agree on this, I'm all for moving to March 15th and we get that in the paper, which I think we got time today, as long as we get in today for the RFP, assuming the court approves this.
Yes, sir. So Judge, if you don't mind, how that would work is there would just be a blurb in the newspaper with just the minimum information that says Mills County is taking requested sealed proposals, or whatever the terminology is here in this letter. Let me look here. Request for proposals, and they have to be a competitive sealed bid. And then the website, the Mills County website would have this cover letter with all of the details. And if someone's interested in proposing, they would then email the email address that's on the website, which goes to the county judge and to us and to Jackie. And if the person passes a background check, or we know them to be a legitimate company, they would be provided all the detailed documents. We did not want to publish the detailed document that talks about security needs for the jail on the website where anyone in the public can see it. And so it's a part of the standard legal process where you basically publish the notice in the newspaper, you then publish the details on your website, and then the bidder can request the in-depth documentation from the county judge's office. So I just want to make sure y'all are comfortable with that process. That's pretty standard in county government.
Yeah, numerous security issues involved in this, which we're following to the T.
Yes, sir.
Commissioner Rod, do you have any questions or anything, sir?
Okay, so do we need to put on here a date to be awarded?
The date to be awarded, I would defer to your county attorney or to the court on that. We know that once you open them, those would be announced who the bidders were. That's a part of the process where you read out, we received 3 bids and they're from these 3 companies. The county then has the option to do due diligence and site surveys and reference checks and all of that. And then would put it on a future meeting to accept it. I don't know if that future meeting has to be announced at this time, because you still would have to post a 72-hour notice, and that would be a legal disclaimer.
Okay.
I would interject one more thing too. My facility, as well as the courthouse, is pretty large. I think we probably need to add some more dates for a walkthrough. Because if you have one company that's trying to do both projects, by March 29th, that's going to end up much better, doesn't it?
I agree. Did you hear that, Sam? Sheriff Hammond's proposing we have another walkthrough date included.
Okay.
We got March the 29th, and then we got, what's the next one? April the 5th. Those are both on a Wednesday.
Bear with me. I'm looking at our calendar to see when these dates are, and then to see what might make sense for everyone.
Also, just to say, why can't we do like Monday the 3rd?
Yeah. I think
What do you think? We need a calendar?
yeah. By the way, they're all pretty close.
That's April.
That was April the 3rd, Monday.
And we got 29th, it's already on there. That would be there. And then the 3rd, and then the 5th. That's skipping it every day.
Did you hear that, Sam? Proposal was also to add April the 3rd, Monday.
Okay. That I'm looking at our team's calendar because we'll be a part of the walkthrough along with the sheriff and other folks. Guy, hopefully will be able to be a part of that. That we don't have a conflict, that works for us.
Okay.
I make that note, add it.
Here it is. Pass it back.
Add on.
April 3rd. Okay, any
And
other
what-
questions?
And would that be at 10 a.m. also? That's when the other two are.
Yes, sir. I would say so.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I had it. Thank you.
RFP member.
Yeah.
What was that, what? The RFP number? Sheriff Hammond's asking about RFP number, Sam.
Yes, sir. You all don't have to include that. Some counties have a number specific, like a project number specific. If y'all don't do these very often, we could delete that and just call it the RFP for the security camera system proposal. But that's up to y'all. If y'all want a number like today's date, we can put in today's date or
Okay,
anything else that would work for y'all for tracking.
okay.
Y'all want to assign a number to?
Yeah, with 911 or we can do the date. Or we don't have to do anything.
Maybe today's date.
Do today's date. I'm good with that. Today's
Whatever.
date, he said today's date. Y'all got that? 0313.
Okay. Any other questions, folks?
The only thing I've got, and this may be premature, are these things, is it limited companies, Sam, or is this gonna be a pretty, or are there quite a few companies that do this?
There's going to be quite a few companies that we believe will propose. I think that you're going to have at least 4 to 5 proposals, Commissioner. We would hope to get no less than 3, but the requirements in the document are specific to where anyone that proposes has to have experience working with the county government, specifically a jail. We don't want a vendor that, let's say they just do camera systems and Walgreens drugstores to propose, because that's going to be completely different than the jail. But between who has contacted the sheriff, wanting to propose, and then other companies that we've seen propose other counties in y'all's area, I believe that you'll get at least 3 proposals and hopefully as many as 5 and possibly more. But I think you're going to have some proposals to compare and contrast.
And I'm glad Goldsmith's representing us because this is getting somewhat technical and complicated, some of this, so it's good to have their support. Okay. Mr. Williams?
Okay, so when we do this, we need to change these dates. Is this something that Sam's on Sam's computer, or is this on Jackie's computer that she can change these dates?
We sent this in a Word document format, and so Jackie could change them. We'll be happy to help as well, but she has it where she can just back them out and modify them as needed.
Yeah, I got it in a PDF.
Okay. Okay,
But we need to remember, yes, it's got to be on.
15th and
Right
22nd.
here.
Yeah, and the judges will be good. But you want it after, you want the original that's corrected, correct?
Yes,
Correct.
and also, do we have the wording that's going to the paper?
Yeah, this is what we're looking at.
I didn't get that.
Find it on that.
It was the email.
okay. Anything else? Very good done. Yes, we've been working on this quite a bit and we need it and looking forward to it.
I make a motion that we approve the bid specs for the camera system for the jail and courthouse as presented, with the addition of page 11 to be 180 days scenario, and the cover letter with Mills County corrections on it as were stated earlier.
Okay, a motion's been made by Commissioner Williams regarding the camera specs, change of dates, cover letter. We got a second by Commissioner Head. Any other discussion? Any questions?
We're gonna add these dates, are they gonna be on? Or does that need to be presented in court?
He made his.
That's what we did, yes, sir. Okay,
That's all I have.
okay. Any other questions, discussion? So motion's been made by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Head. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you, Sheriff Hammonds, and thank you, Sam. We'll be working with you quite a bit here.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Sheriff and Commissioners. We appreciate your time.
Was that Commissioner Williams?
I was just telling Sonny, remember to remind us to get that.
All right. Okay, moving on. Number 7, consider an act on the county to pay an additional $2,800 expense for the baseboards in the 1888 historical jail. Guy, you want to come up here and this was a slight oversight on the score on the 1888 jail to include the baseboards in this bid package we've been working on with the Mills County Historical Commission. Myself, Guy, the members, County Attorney Hales on that committee. Go ahead, Mr. Burns.
Yeah, baseboards, it was an oversight on me. 2 of the rooms had baseboards, 3 of them did not. So, in order to have the whole building look consistent, basically all the way around, the baseboards have already been matched with size, stain, all of that. So this was the number he came up with. That will be the last thing to be done by Prominence Painting. That'll be the last one's out the door. So they can do that while they do the touch-up painting. But I thought it was a fair proposal.
And I would encourage the commissioners or anyone else in the court, whoever's listening, to come by and look at the 1888 jail after the paint job and some of the floor work and whatnot. It's really looking good. They did a good job so far. Yeah, so far. Okay. Any questions regarding this? I'll make a motion to approve the $2,800 expense for the baseboards, the 1888 historical jail.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Williams. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 8, consider an act to approve the recommendation of the Mills County Historical Commission to install the mini split and the related wiring to the 1888 historical jail and to use funds from the special restoration account and general account. Mr. Burns, go ahead.
The Mills County Historic Society will be billed directly with an invoice from Art of Texas Mechanical and also Weldon Wilson for the AC disconnect. And they agreed this past week.
Okay, County Attorney Hale, do you have any comments? You're on the same committee.
Yeah, this, the wiring and the mini split together about $12,000 some odd dollars. The historical commission has a little over $4,000 in the special account. People will make donations to the restoration of the jail. We're going to use $4,000 out of that account. And we have the funds, pay the balance, $12,000 from the commission general account. So this is not involve any expense to county. But obviously, we're doing work in the jail, which is owned by the county. So we don't make sure the commissioners are on board with the idea of allowing the commission to do that.
I'd like to add that our contractor has done all the work in there with the restoration on the windows, all of the wood, the staining, everything. There are portions in there that have a metal ceiling, the metal roof, actually metal ceiling.
Where the bathroom is.
Yes, back in the bathroom area, actually, there's one stretch in the kitchen area.
Mhm.
And to maintain its integrity, keep it from rusting out, you're gonna have to, if you don't have climate control in there, all of this work that we're putting into this, it's not gonna last. So in order for it to maintain, gotta have heat and air conditioning there. Because the extremes is what causes all the condensation. So I agree with the contractors on this. If you want to maintain historical value, there's a lot of old wood in there. Like I said, that metal ceiling is already deteriorating in places. They put a metal, it's a shellac, but it's made from metal to seal it. But even with that on, if you don't maintain the room temperature, at least, keep it out of the extremes, then it's not going to. I can probably get y'all some more information on that. I'll do some more research. That's the way it's explained to me by the contractors that are doing the work, restoration work.
And Guy, tentative completion date, what we're looking at again, you told me,
For the 18th,
1888 jail.
if Commissioners Court approves it, we'll get the AC disconnect put in tomorrow. Thursday and Friday, get the mini split put in. RG floors will be in Saturday, start on the floor. And then prominence painting will be back the 27th to put in the baseboards and do all the touch-up.
Okay. All right.
We're looking at the end of the month.
Did they do the insides of the window frames and stuff
Yes.
inside there?
Yes, yeah, they did the outside and the inside.
I'd like to look at it.
Yeah, it looks really
Yeah,
good.
They did a great job, all those,
After we're done, I'll take you over there.
yeah, they've got a
Okay.
pretty good handle on
Okay.
We've
Commissioner.
already gotten some complaints about the color. I think the color is fine. They figured out in 1888. So that's
it.
Should say it's always been blue since I've ever.
That all guys I got, they're all like, color.
Yes.
So by the end of the month.
Okay.
Projected, yes, without. something crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions, commissioners? Comments, questions? I'll make a motion. We approve, number 8, approve the recommendation from the Mills County Historical Commission regarding the mini split and the related wiring to the 1888 jail. Motion's been made by me, a second by Commissioner Williams. Any other discussion, questions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Guy, thank you, bud. Appreciate it. Moving on, number 9, consider an act on adding contractor to approve county road access agreement. Commissioner Rod, I believe this is yours, correct?
Yes, I had an individual that came to me when I was talking to some of the commissioners here about way we build this, and I had a contractor come to me and want to be added to our list of contractors, and so his name is D. W. He wants it listed as D. W's.
Say it one more time. D what?
W.
D W.
D. W.
And what was his name?
Doug Rasco, but he wants to go by DWS. DWS. That's what he wants to go by.
Really, at this point, we need to have a workshop. We don't even have a list of contractors.
That's correct. We've been talking about it. We've had Ironworks to B&B and but I wanted to go ahead and put this in front of the court so you'll understand what I'm dealing with too. Also on the cleanup of our county roads, our entrances are off the county road, all of our access. I want that to be before the court.
So you're requesting that we have a workshop on the county road access agreement
Yes, what?
and the policy.
Yes.
I'm good with that.
Yes, I am too.
When would y'all like to do that? This week, or do y'all wanna, we gotta wait 72 hours?
Yeah.
but-
Yeah, I'm gonna be out the next couple of days. We'll probably have to have it next week.
Okay,
I'm out Thursday, so all next week I'm basically free.
The next week.
next week, can we do sometime?
Yeah, I think next week might work
For you
good.
next
That's
week?
fine.
Okay,
Actually, we probably need to state it though, that it needs to be county road access agreement, contractors for and discussion on subdivisions or the
Gate entrances,
no, the book.
the book. Oh, yeah, the,
Like that motion, that's fine.
LA,
subdivision rules. regulations.
over the subdivision, included all, because it's all pertaining.
Okay.
Just, there is district court happening here on March 22nd, which will be Wednesday. I don't know what day y'all are looking at next week.
Okay, we'll just make sure we don't do.
Yeah,
that.
Wednesday would probably not be good.
Yeah.
Okay, do we need to set a date right now?
No, we can, or we can. Try to figure it out, work it out between us all.
It's something that keeps coming up. We need to have a workshop.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, the sooner the better too, if we can work it in, but whenever we can.
Yeah, I'm good with Monday. How's Monday, guys?
Monday's good for me.
9 o'clock?
Okay,
Monday, 9 o'clock.
Well, that's gonna be your motion, Dale.
Yeah, I'll propose that we have a workshop Monday, next Monday, 9 o'clock, to discuss contractor names for the county road access agreement and discussion on the subdivision regulations.
okay,
I'll second it.
okay. Motion's been made by Commissioner Parton, second by Commissioner Wright. Any other questions, comments? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 10, discussion of allowing community service for the county. Commissioner Wright, I think that's yours again.
Yes, I kind of brought this up. I had an individual that contacted me and we got to talking about having community service. And I know I've had a lot of complaints out in the rural area on some of our county roads about trash and what we had to pick up and how we're picking it up. And I thought it might be a good idea if we could work it out with community service, having some of these individuals to do that. Then I think the legal part of it is kind of tough. Getting snake bit, it's not like working around the courthouse and painting windows washing windows or raking grass, but it's different. We have to stay with them too, so I don't know if that's such a good idea after all. After visiting with the judge and visiting with the JP office about this, so.
Yes, I can visit Commissioner Wright and, I saw issues regarding picking up trash on the road with, liability. Snake bites, getting hit by a truck. I consulted with County Attorney Hale. He, pretty well concurred with me. I'm all for the community service, like Commissioner Wright said, around the courthouse. Or if they can work with some service group, church, picking up trash with a group. Because again, most you commissioners don't have time to watch someone pick up trash for 2 or 3 hours.
What would that do?
So that was our comments, Commissioner, County Attorney Hale, any comments on that?
No, JP's office likes all of community service. Practice tickets and such. Probation department, doesn't do a whole lot. Require to do it, you know. The problem is, like you said, supervision and administration, anytime you have community service, the department of fine or probation, somebody has to supervise it and sign off on it, say that they were here and they actually did the work, which means somebody needs to be there watching. And I think community service is great. Misunderstanding, I think it's a good way to do things. It's just the administrative problem. And I think they're doing it right. I think you've got some serious liability issues that have people out on the road. You really have to have somebody out there with flashers on the truck or bright colored vest and maybe a sign or something. You want somebody to get wrong.
So I wanna, I just have one place that I would really use somebody with community service, and that would be mowing the cemetery out there on your place, but I'm usually there with them. Helping mow. But I'm not on the road, but I am in the country.
It's a case by case situation.
Okay.
But I think you gotta be careful.
But I could run that through court though, couldn't I? If somebody wanted to do that, community service, yeah.
But anytime you do community service, somebody has to supervise it and sign off on it, report back either to the probation department or the JP or whoever, saying that they actually did the work. So because there are already orders to do so many hours. You have to certify how many hours they actually work. And a lot of times it just may be one person doing it. And stuff, if you have to have one person to supervise and one person doing the work, you're kind of wasting a lot of time.
Yeah.
And it's a great program, if you figure out how to.
It was just a discussion item on here,
Yeah.
also too, on your situation, Jason. Using equipment, I don't know,
Yeah,
a lawnmower is considered equipment too, is it not?
yeah, but we let them use it in other realms of things too, but yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a danger in that. Definitely, and I guess the county's responsible if they're doing community service, are we liable for? if
Yeah,
they were to get-
it's basically voluntary hours of service to the county. So there would be some liability.
That's what I was concerned about.
That's what you're saying, yeah.
Yes. But anyway, it was a discussion item, I just want to bring it forward, to kind of hear what the commissioners have to say about it. We're gonna put it on the agenda.
Okay.
Thank you, Mike.
Any other discussion on that? Hearing none, we'll move to number 11. Consider an act on resolution from TechStop for bridge repair on County Road 508. Commissioner Parton, I believe that's yours.
Yeah, I did talk to Justin Reyes about this. This does have to be approved before they can carry forward with the replacing of the bridge. And then after we do this, they hadn't even started designing the bridge yet because all this red tape has to be done first. So this is one step. There'll be another step that I think he got. I can't remember what he called it, but it'll be 2 approvals. But we have to get this back on and to go to the next step. And supposedly the 3rd step will be starting to design the bridge. So nothing's been done on the county road or won't be until we get all the paperwork done.
Okay,
I make a motion that we approve the resolution from TechStop for the bridge repair on County Road 508.
okay. Motion's been made by Commissioner Williams to approve the resolution for a bridge repair on County Road 508. Any other discussion or questions? I'll second that motion by Commissioner Williams. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? None opposed. Number 12, consider an act on right of way and drainage on County Road 417 at Yvonne Meadows Galindo Ranch. Commissioner Williams.
Yeah, so, Ms. Galindo come to us last commissioner report. And again, she mentioned something here today. As y'all saw, she gave us the pictures last week. If y'all remember, they're up here on the desk. I mean, if y'all want to see it, I have 2 videos actually that I took the day of that I contacted her and also the county attorney. But by statute, it tells us that the construction and maintenance of county roads, section 251.003, the commissioners court may make and enforce all necessary rules in order construction and maintenance of a public road. Public roads and highways have been laid out and established according to law. And so in those pictures that she presented us with, that is after the September rain that washed all that out. The previous picture is when she put it up and put this fence up. The comment she's making that livestock got out, well, it's kind of hard because there's only wire on one end of the fence. There's not any wire on the other end of the fence. The old existing fence is still up. She didn't take it down. So I don't know how me taking that post up got the livestock out. There's no fencing there. And all we did was pull that up, but again, you have that if y'all would like to see the video. Jackie has the video. But also under statute 251.059, it says establish the maintain and establish a county road. When the commissioner's court of a county has established a county road and the layout of the road has been established by a jury in view, the county road has been in continuous use for 30 years and the public funds have been spent to upkeep and maintain that road, for at least 10 years in the last 20 years, the Commissioners Court may declare that the road shall continue to be used as a public road. So, I mean, the road's been there for, I don't know, and the fence has been there for over 50 years because the trees have grown around the original fence. This is down in a creek bottom that goes to Prescott Creek. But also, if you go to statute, section 251.052, it states that public application for new road or a road change. The resident of a precinct may apply for a new road or a change in the existing road by presenting the Commissioners Court a petition. So we're changing the road right away. So it looks like to me, I don't know, Mr. Hale, if we're gonna allow her to move that fence to the road edge, that's a change in the right of way. But
making the road wider,
no, she's making it smaller. The right of way.
you're making it smaller.
No,
She
it's
is.
a landowner.
Well, she can't make it smaller.
And so,
We've always taken the position that the county roads are, we follow the historic fence lines. Y'all know well, but I know some of these roads are wider than the other roads. We had some problems around Mike's precinct. And my opinion has always been, and some people are always trying to crown the county road. They tear a fence down and they build a new fence and they ease over 2 or 3 feet. My solution to that is take it out. That's our county road. We will honor historic existing fence lines where they've always been, but if somebody starts crowding the road, don't let them do it.
It's not even the road, it's
Okay, hang on, you already spoke, here, we're discussing this.
so I got an email from Austin Meadows, and I believe he's in the courtroom today, but stating that he had talked to me. I've never talked to Austin Meadows ever over this issue. I did send, it says you have conversed with me.
Hey, we're out, listen, we already discussed this earlier, you already had your time, so we're discussing this right here.
But also sent them a certified letter to remove it back in August. They did not remove it in the end of September, gave them plenty of time. She did not sign the certified letter, but it's mentioned in the last court meeting that she received the letter that I sent her, because I sent her 2 letters, one certified, one uncertified. So I know she did receive the letter. But there's no way, I mean, they're asking for reimbursement, but there's no way that, I mean, I can be responsible for a cow getting out when the fence there's no wire on the other side, end of the fence. The fence that's put up now, there's no wire on it. I mean, there's empty sections on it. Also have, if I need to present them to the court, I have pictures of the fence that was put up underneath the bridge that blocked and stopped all the debris, but it only blocked it in the middle. And there was no fence on the other side. So the livestock that got away could easily went out on that other side, because when the fence hung up with all the debris, it pulled it from the ends. So I don't see how I'm responsible for any livestock issues at all. I don't see how I'm responsible for the culvert that she mentioned a while ago that we removed. That is a new landowner. The new landowner has requested that culvert removed. And so that's why it was taken out. It has nothing to do, I mean, that property was sold. So new landowner removed that culvert. And that culvert was put inside of his fence and it is still there. It is not ours. It was the new landowners. So, but anyway,
Okay,
any questions from the Commissioner's Court? I'm just responding to the complaint. Anybody?
I think you've shown good faith in sending emails, letters and whatnot, certified letters regarding this matter for the last, how long has this been going on? How many months?
Since August.
August, so 6 months or 7 months?
And I did drive out, Jason, and looked at the road after you commented about moving the fence out in the bar ditch and stuff, and it has been moved out there that restricts the maintaining that road and the right of way of that road. So I think everything looks good. What we've done.
Well, I don't know what else. I called her on the phone and I put flags up to move it and to go halfway in between of where the old fence and the new fence was. And she didn't want to do that, and she put it back out to the road edge. So,
Well, again, there's statutes we follow. I think you've done everything correct from what I've been told, so. Yeah,
I went out and looked at it too, so. And everything last Friday. And in certain parts, the big post is right there. But she looked like she moved it pretty good ways out.
okay,
The old fence.
You gotta stay tough on this, you can't let them crowd you out.
Yeah.
Anytime somebody's trying to build a fence or do anything in the right way, it needs to come out.
I was also contacted about it, have not seen it, several months ago. As to what they can do, and I told the person that the best thing they can do is put the new fence where the old fence was. And that's pretty foolproof and will be foolproof from now on. If you put it back.
I know we've always honored this work.
yes. And I agree with that assessment. We continue that process. Okay,
but if anybody else would like to go out there or give me some more advice what to do, I'm figuring I'm following the letter of the law, but
okay.
To ask for considering an act on this right of way, what do we need to
just in case we needed to act on it, I don't guess. Okay.
I don't either action either. Okay. Any other discussion, comments? Moving on, number 13, consider act on new EMS building. Mr. Guy Burns. Good morning again, Guy.
So as he comes up, I wanted to mention a couple of things on that. Just for future guidance, if, you know, we agreed to build a communications room on the other end. If that process ever happens, how do we separate the electric from one to the other? You see what y'all understand what I'm saying? You've got a service going to the main building. And that is contracted by the EMS provider. And then you have, if we ever have to use the other end of the communication room, you following me? How are you going to make the EMS provider pay for the electricity in the communication room? This got brought up this week because they're running electricity. And so do we, Guy, I think you can add to this, they're wanting to put just the panel so it's there, correct? And if we need to transfer over, we can later.
Right, you have two options. If you go ahead and put in a separate service now, all told, it's gonna cost about $20,000. Just got that information this morning, so, my recommend, what I see doing makes the most sense is, that back room is gonna have a sub panel anyway. It's got a main panel and there are two sub panels. One sub panel is gonna go in the bay where the ambulances are. The other sub panel will go in that back room and just have them sit on the side, move around to the end of the building. So that if you do have to run a separate service, you can just disconnect it from the main panel, run your new service, put it right in there, and everything's done. The only other thing would be the air conditioning, which the units in there now is gonna do the whole building. So you would have to cut that vent off before it got in there and install a mini split.
And I'll just say this, and to remind you that this cannot be done with ARPA funds, because in reality of this, we are building a disaster staging area, not technically an EMS building. That's how we're qualifying it under the ARPA funds in reporting. So for $20,000, you have to figure out somewhere in the budget to pay for that. ARPA funds cannot pay for future scenarios that might happen.
So if we just go, so what you're saying is if we just go what we're doing now,
Stay the course.
stay the course, and then if we have to come back, it's gonna cost us more later to change it.
It's gonna cost you either way.
Well, I mean, you already said they're putting 2 panels in, so.
So they're only putting one.
panel.
We're asking if we should put 2.
There's one service panel.
Oh, okay,
Okay, off of that service panel, there are 2 sub panels.
right.
One sub panel is gonna be for the bays, which, and what that does is it opens up where you can put more pole space in. Okay? You just don't know when you're gonna need more, and that's just a smart thing to do. Also, at the other end of the building, and these are part of the original, what the I talked to the electrician, this was all part of the original course on this as it was. So I'm with some state of course.
$1,000 from the budget now, or you waited for that situation as an active scenario, and you plan for it in next year.
I'm all for proceeding, of course, as is.
But anyway, I don't jump on your thunder, but go ahead.
Very quickly, the interior doors. I don't know if the commissioner's court needs to approve, if we're gonna micromanage this. These are the proposed doors. I want to go ahead and, that's the only copy I have. They're wooden, single hollow core.
Looks like a good door.
Everything, yeah, everything's standard, the lighting. The ceiling tile, we're going with 2x2. Ceiling tile, 2x2, LED lighting, everything's standard, nothing fancy. By the time when all this is said and done, we'll come up on the cabinets in the kitchen and the bathroom, as far as fixtures, stuff like that. If y'all want me to bring that before the court, so you can pick things up. I'm just right now, I'm just going with standard stuff right down the middle of nothing high end, nothing low end, something quality, just right down the middle. So
But that was all budgeted. I mean,
it's
that's
all in the
in,
budget, unless you guys direct me otherwise, I'll just continue on this thing. You can let me know what you want me to do.
Okay. Commissioners,
And when is the roll-up doors? Have they said any comment on that?
Yeah, roll doors they're supposed to start this week. There was an issue with getting a lift in, because they're big and heavy, and had to get the truck size lifts to get them up. We're supposed to start on that today. I'm gonna do a walkthrough with Terrell Harris today to make sure everything's in what's supposed to be. And I do have an estimated completion date no later than the 1st of August.
good. Okay,
So,
okay, questions, commissioners, discussion?
August 1st. I personally think it's gonna come in under that, but he said that we'll have it in, it'll be done on the building. Of course, there's still all the landscaping to do and
Yeah, it's looking good. I was in there last week. They've made a lot of progress. Okay, any other questions, guys? None, Guy, thank you, bud. You're doing a good job.
I've got to go back to switch. I'll take care of
Okay, thank you, Guy.
it.
Number 15, Commissioner's requests and reports, Commissioner Wright.
We've been cutting brush, been meeting several landowners about the Tim Horn situation down on 330 and 315. It's been pretty complicated. It's going to be even tougher. I'm gonna send my hand to a chip seal workshop tomorrow. It's been early, so I'm sending him up our deal. And that's about all I have.
Okay,
Oh, by the way, I did visit with Jackie during the week about some of this, where we're putting some of our monies for our permits and stuff. I had asked that question, and so I got that out of the way, but that's all I have.
okay, Commissioner Head.
I was finished up on a little stretch of road on 249 where we widened it and filled it and built it up a little bit, did a little spot grading and picked up some old tin horns, and today they started on another spot on 249. where the roads are pretty rough and everything, so we're working on it.
Okay, Commissioner Parton?
I've been blading some roads, and finished hauling on 2 roads over Freddie, got them worked in. Trying to get some roads bladed, while maybe we still got a little moisture and it's already dusty. Yeah, started time change, we'll go back 10-hour days effective today. So we'll work 10 hours Monday through Thursday.
Okay,
That's all I got.
okay. Commissioner Williams, yes.
I've been working on County Road 417. And I don't know how this happened at the same time with Ms. Meadows Galindo, but it's been interesting out there. Repaired and rebuilt the roadway down by where the road was washed out back in September. By Carl Johnson and Dale Straley's property. Mr. Straley allowed us to get in his property to help with that repair. Got in Prescott Creek at the bridge there that has been written up by TxDOT and worked on it. And I think Robert went out there and saw a little bit of that work on Friday. So we got that done, and then put a bigger culvert in so it could see if it could handle the water on one section of 417. Also like to mention that Ms. Martinez in the clerk's office, that glass board that's in the second floor, or I guess the first floor, that says where all the offices are located. There was some that were blue taped out and stuff. She went in and repaired that for us. So with some machine that she's got at home. So
Thank you, Sean.
y'all can tell her thank you on that.
Okay.
Want to make sure we got that in there. And I guess that's it.
One question, Commissioner Williams, you might comment on the Pecan Valley Bridge going out Hennepin Valley. Of course, they're starting to work on it, and just what you know, if anything.
I know they're fixing it, coming up pretty soon. I guess this is more for the law enforcement than anything. They're gonna put the red light back up, and it's gonna be, I heard it's gonna be a 2 to 3 minute wait. So
It was long last time.
it was long last time. So they're gonna do one side at a time. And it's Acme Bridge Company, which kind of,
That's a Roadrunners Bridge, isn't it?
I love guys. Yeah, it's the Roadrunners Bridge, but that company. Yeah, they've been around a long time. This company's been around a long time, but I'm just telling you, that's the name inside the truck.
Are they just widening it, or are they raising it up?
No, it's gonna be a new bridge when they get done,
Okay,
but the way they told me, they're doing one lane at a time.
okay.
But they were having issues getting water. I don't know why they couldn't get it out of the river, but they're trying to find places. So now they may be digging a dirt tank for somebody to let the river flow into it and then I don't quite understand what's going on that, but so that they can get
Okay.
water
All right.
to build that bridge. But the way it looks like it's gonna go downstream. I mean, Gerald, you've been out there, it looks
Yeah.
like they're widening it to the south a little bit more than they are, but I don't really know. I haven't been included in those meetings.
Okay.
But they did gonna keep it, so it's one lane because of basically New Horizons.
Okay. I've had numerous people ask me, and I thought you might have more information than what I had. Well, thank you.
How long is the project supposed to last?
They don't have an end date. The one, they said, there's one up around Aspermont and it's going 3 years.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I mean, you've been, it's 3 or 4 years, but in the middle of that, they end up firing there, and starting with a different company, but still, it's a long time doing one lane at a time to rebuild a bridge.
Okay.
Yeah, they just took ours completely out.
I don't know.
On 1047.
Yeah, out there at Moline.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which will also affect that bridge is before Ebony. And Ebony is a polling location, and with the presidential election being in 2024, you can't combine voting precincts in some of those elections. So it will affect your voters that are in that area. They're going to vote.
Okay. All right. Anything else, Commissioner Williams?
No guess.
Judge's report, the only report I got is, I'm glad we're keeping the old EMS building. Guy Burns is already talking about putting his lawnmower over there, numerous items. So, I think it's gonna be a good place for county storage for many years to come. And that's all I've got.
What have we got going on in town? Is TxDOT already starting something?
You talking about the Chevron station?
Well, everything's all calmed off or what?
I don't know. I had Sheriff Hammonds, you know what's going on with TxDOT today or?
Well, you know, they purchased the old filling station, so they're gonna fix the road where the trucks can start turning. They're black. So they had another accident the other day where truck was. They shouldn't have been there, but the truck flipped in front of it.
Hmm.
It's a.
It may have been something else, but when I came in town, both sides of Fisher, I guess it is, were combed off in front of the businesses all the way down to the next block.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. Okay. Anything else?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion been made, Commissioner Williams to adjourn. Second by Commissioner Wright, adjourn. Appreciate everybody coming in. Thank you.
This is more of a security